How did Stoicism begin? Who was the founder? Why have emperors and millionaires followed the teaching of Stoics? It isn't a religion, but people find comfort in the words of the ancient Stoics, and people study the writings as if they were holy texts. Why is that? I love to read historical texts, and I've always found the writings of ancient Stoics mind-blowing. Firstly, because I have rarely related to the thinking of another person as much, and secondly, because some of the writings are over 2,000 years old. Surely it is amazing to think of an emperor with hundreds of thousands of troops at his command, overseeing a vast empire, writing into his journal, and we can read these words and realize that we are so similar, although in a different age, place and role. Let's look at 4 of the most influential Stoics of all time and see how it began and who these people were. History, philosophy and practical advice all rolled into one. This is Harness Ancient Wisdom, and if you haven't already subscribed, why not subscribe now? What do you have to lose? Our story begins with Zeno of Citium, a wealthy merchant whose life took a sharp turn after disaster struck. When a storm destroyed his ship and his fortune, Zeno was left with nothing. Lost in Athens, he wandered into a bookshop and found the writings of Socrates. That moment ignited his philosophical journey. Seeking knowledge, Zeno became a student of Crates the Cynic, learning to live without attachment to wealth or comfort. But Zeno's vision of life went beyond cynicism. He blended ideas from multiple schools of thought and founded what we now know as Stoicism. Zeno taught that the only true good is virtue, and to live in accordance with nature and reason is the path to true happiness. Stoicism was born, and from the painted porch, the Stoa Poikile in Athens, his teaching spread far and wide. Next, we come to Epictetus, a man born into slavery who would later become one of the most respected Stoic philosophers. Though his body was in chains, his mind remained free. When his master twisted his leg, Epictetus calmly said, "If you keep twisting, it will break." And when it did, he remained unfazed. Epictetus taught that while pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. After gaining his freedom, Epictetus dedicated his life to teaching others. His message was clear: true freedom lies not in external circumstances, but in mastering oneself. Seneca, a Roman statesman, playwright and philosopher, lived in a world of luxury and power, yet remained dedicated to Stoic ideals. Despite serving as an advisor to the infamous Emperor Nero, Seneca focused on the inner life, teaching that the only true wealth is self-control and virtue. "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," Seneca wrote, reminding us that fear and anxiety are the real thieves of peace. Even in the face of great power, Seneca knew that fortune could be fickle, and only inner calm would endure. Forced to take his own life after falling out of favor with Nero, Seneca's final act was a reflection of his Stoic beliefs, accepting death with composure, knowing that it was part of the natural cycle. Finally, we turn to Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor. As ruler of the Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius faced endless challenges: war, plague, and personal loss, but he never wavered from his Stoic principles. Through his personal reflections, now known as meditations, Marcus Aurelius explored the Stoic idea that while we cannot control the external world, we can control our reactions to it. His life as an emperor showed that even with immense power, true strength lies in self-discipline and wisdom. "You have power over your mind, not outside events," Marcus wrote. "Realize this, and you will find strength." His reflections remain a timeless guide for those seeking to live with virtue and purpose. Zeno, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, 4 men, each shaped by Stoicism in different ways. From a shipwrecked merchant to an emperor, these men demonstrated that the greatest challenge and the greatest triumph lies not in changing the world, but in mastering oneself. We choose how to respond, and that's what defines us. It defines how we feel, and how we remember ourselves and how we are remembered. We choose who we are in this way, Give a like and subscribe to help this channel grow. It means a lot to me. There are videos on ancient Egypt, Spartans, Vikings, ancient religions and philosophies, and there are more videos every week. So stay tuned. This has been Alan from Harness Ancient Wisdom. Thanks for watching.